You want to eat healthier, feel better and look better. And you've tried various times, but somehow it always fails. I have also faced these challenges and sometimes I even still do, but after numerous attempts and numerous failures, I've learned some principles and these principles have become a foundation for me for maintaining stability. My name is Tobias Philip and in this video I will be sharing the most important things that I've learned and the things that help me still to this day. So before I start, a short disclaimer. I am not here to tell you what you must do. I am also not an expert, I'm not a professional, I'm just someone who has experienced different sides and I'm simply sharing what I've learned from my own experiences, hoping that you find something helpful, even if it's only one thing. Because I believe that hearing different perspectives and different people talk about the same topic works the best, at least that worked the best for me. So the only thing that I want you to do is take action on the things that you've learned and not just or only listen to it. Because you can only know if something really works by trying it out. So what will I be covering in this video? The first thing is why it is even important to eat well and maintain a healthy diet. Secondly, what might be preventing you now from doing so? And thirdly, how to consistently eat healthy based on my own experience and the things that I have learned. So why even eat well and stay healthy? I think that without a good health, you cannot do much of anything. Your body and your health are the most important assets. Because everything that you do, in whatever it is, you will always need your body. And if you're not healthy, if your body is not healthy, you can't function very well. So the better your health is, the better you can perform in all areas of life. And that's why, in my opinion, prioritizing health must be a top priority because it has impact again on everything that you want to do. There's also no one who doesn't want to feel better or doesn't want to be healthier. And if it were possible, with one push of a button, everyone would push that button. Also, people respect those who are in shape because they know how challenging it is. There's no one on the planet who doesn't know how hard it can be. This respect brings benefits in both personal but also in professional relationships. So it's not just about feeling good, it has again effect on every aspect of your life. So what may be stopping you now from eating healthy? Most of us want to eat well, but for some reason we just don't follow through. And I believe that this often starts with misplaced priorities. It can also be due to the influence of those around you. Because if your environment doesn't encourage healthy habits, you may not even know better. Also, maybe you are not motivated enough, which is especially important if your surroundings doesn't support your goals. And many of us are looking for shortcuts, so they are searching on the internet looking for that one tip or that one trick, but in reality there is no one trick, there is no one tip. The reality is that it's not easy and it will never be easy. And also for everyone who is trying to make a change, everyone who has made a change, it is never easy and it will never be easy. So at the point when it gets tough, which will come for everyone, that is the point where most people quit. But again, there is no other way of doing so. You have to face that difficult part and the difficult part will come for everyone. So if you want to feel better, if you want to be fitter, if you want to live a better life, you must face adversity. Again, there is no other way to do it. And as a heads up, it will always have ups and downs. There will always be moments when it is easier. There will always be moments or periods when it gets harder or when it is harder. But that is just part of the process. Again, there is no other way around it. So what have I learned and what can you do? First of all, in my opinion, I believe that it all starts with a change of your mindset. Because you need to clearly understand for yourself and also feel why you want to do it. Because if this is too vague, if you don't really know why you're doing it, you won't or you can't convince yourself, and at the moment when it gets tough, then you will quit. It's also not just a switch you can flip on and off. It is not easy and it just takes time. It's not so that you think for yourself, I now want to make a change. you just press a button or you just flip a switch and it will work right away. I also went through the same process. A few years ago, I had the same idea, and I also thought that it would be very simple. I thought I now know what I want to do, so I can do it very easily. But deep down, again, I knew I wanted to make a change. So when it got tough, I just kept trying different approaches and trying to find different things to eventually find what worked for me. And that's why I believe that it is important to listen to various perspectives and to listen to various and to different people. Because there is no one size fits all solution. What worked for me may not work for you, and the other way around. And then I needed a motivating factor that left me with no choice. Because for me was that starting endurance sports and signing up for endurance races. Because I knew that if I wanted to participate in those races, I needed to be healthier and I needed to eat well. And that commitment made it much easier for me to stay on track and avoid quitting when it gets tough. And I believe that finding your own motivating factor is absolutely the most important step, and is also very important for everyone to do if you really want to make a change over and for a longer period of time. Because we all know what we should do, what we should eat and what we shouldn't eat, and we all know very well how we should treat our bodies. And only once you've got that down, only once you really know that for yourself and you really have a clear idea of what you're doing, then you can only focus on the practical side. And I think that many people are way too focused on the practical side at first and don't really have the change of their mindset, which I believe is the first thing you should do. So here's how that looks for me nowadays. These are the practical things I do. First of all, I have a big list of all foods I know that are healthy, that I enjoy, and that work for me. In this way, I never really have to struggle with deciding what to eat. So I just have a big list in my phone, in a notes app. It can also be on a piece of paper. It doesn't really have to be very advanced. It can be very simple, but in this way, I always have a clear idea, or I always have many different ideas that I can think of. So I don't really have to think for a long time what I'm going to eat. I also try to eat consistently throughout the day so that I'm rarely very hungry, because I know that when I'm really hungry, I'm more likely to make poor choices. I also say no as much as possible to foods that are not on my list. And this can be sometimes very hard, maybe even the most hard thing to do, but it's also the most essential thing to do. I also don't eat out very often, and when I do, I try to choose high quality restaurants and foods, and also when I'm at the restaurant, I try to make at least the best possible decision I can make. Then I do groceries twice a week, and I always plan in advance what I'm going to buy. In this way, I only need to focus on my meals for 3 or 4 days at a time, which helps me to not have to take a very long time to plan it in advance. Also, my meal plans are pretty consistent week to week, because after many trials, many errors, after trying very much different things, I now found what works for me, so I don't see any need to change that. And maybe some people think that it's not that I don't eat very much different things, but I just know the things that work for me, and that's why I don't think that it's very important for me to try a lot of different things. I tried many different approaches to find what worked for me, as I just mentioned, and you can very easily use tools like ChatGPT for ideas or inspirations to create your own list. So if you want to make that list and you don't have any ideas, just ask something like ChatGPT to give you 50 or maybe 100 ideas just for inspiration, so you can build your own list. I plan everything in advance to always make a healthy choice, and this only takes about maybe 30 minutes a week to make a solid plan, which also means making my grocery list, planning all meals in advance, so I at least have a slightly an idea of what I can do or what I can eat. And also, this one is very important. I only drink beverages that benefit me and I avoid anything else. So, sodas, alcohol, those are things that do not do anything for me. I don't have, it doesn't have any benefit for me. So, I avoid them completely. And finally, I keep things as simple as possible. Because the more complicated you make it, the more likely you're going to quit. And this also means that you sometimes can make a choice which isn't very beneficial, but when I do that, I at least try to give myself the possibility to do it. And by that I mean that I did some training before or after, so it's a little bit in balance. So this is most of what I have learned. And again, this didn't happen overnight. It took me several years to learn this, and I'm still learning and adjusting every day. And I want to emphasize again, gaining different perspectives and listening to different people is at least what always helped me. And if you really want to make a change, only you can make that happen. And this may sound cliche, but it's very simple, because only listening to videos or watching videos, it doesn't really bring anything. You really have to take that information and put it to practice and try it for yourself, because otherwise, if you're only watching or only listening to some videos or other people, in my opinion, it's very useless and it's a waste of time. And I hope that in this video you found something which is helpful. Then again, put it to practice, put it to action, try it for yourself. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't work, but if you don't try, you will never know. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or send me a message. And thank you very much for watching.